What's up guys, in today's video we're going to teach you how to bunny hop in 5 minutes. So we're just going to get this rolling with step number 1. Alright, step number 1 is pretty basic. You're going to want to figure out which foot forward you ride. I ride right foot forward, but that doesn't mean you ride right foot forward. So kind of just ride around your bike a lot, make sure you're feeling pretty comfortable on it, and you'll start to dominate one foot forward, and that'll be which foot forward you ride. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 is going to be learning to lift the front end of your bike. Now there is improper ways to do this, so you want to make sure you're doing this right to make sure that you're learning the bunny hop correctly. So when you're lifting the front end of your bike, you're not going to want to just muscle it up with your arms. It does take a little bit of maneuvering your weight, so you want to kind of lean back, like almost like push forward and then pull and lean back all in one motion with your arms. A good way to practice is going to be riding at a crack and then trying to lift the front end over the crack and then just putting it down. So step number 3 is going to be lifting the back end of the bike. This one's a little bit more complicated because it does require a little bit of footwork, and that's a little bit more complicated on a bike, but it's not too bad. So you're going to want to learn how to use your feet to lift the back end of the bike. I find that lifting the back end is more in your back foot, but what you're going to want to do is angle your toes downward. A lot of people say that you want to try to wrap your toes around the pedal. In your head you could be thinking of it that way, but in reality you're not really going to be able to do that. But it is a good thought process to have. So you'll end up pointing your toes down towards the ground, and then you'll be able to push back and lift up. So it'll help give you that motion that you need to get the back end up. So once you feel like you can kind of lift your back end up, you should do the same thing that you were doing with the front end and just ride towards a crack and see if you can lift your back end up over that crack as you're riding at it. Alright, step number 4 is going to be sort of putting these two motions together, but not quite the full bunny hop. So we want you to ride at a crack and properly shift your weight, pull up and lift your front end over the line, and before your back end gets over the line, try to lift it over as well. So that way you do the front and then the back. And then just do that over and over again until you feel like you're getting close to putting the full motion together. Because having that crack, it's a short distance between your tires, is going to make you learn to do it quick. So, alright. Step 5 is sort of putting the motion together here. This is going to be considered a bunny hop, but it's not going to be beautiful. So what you're going to want to do is take that same crack you've been using, ride at that, and put the motions together but quicker. So try to lift your front end and then almost like push forward. So this is where that push motion is going to come into play. You're going to want to pull up and almost push forward and level out the bike, and then you're going to use that leg motion that you've been practicing, that lift motion, and putting it together. So you might land front tire first to start, but you're going to want to pull up, push forward, and use that leg motion to get over the line. So you might dolphin dive, but that's okay. So once you put the motions together and you're kind of like lifting your front end and then pushing to level out, and you might be landing front tire first, but that's okay. You're going to want to start trying to do the motion a lot quicker. So I'd recommend taking the line away because it might just be playing with you mentally, like feeling like you have to push for the line. So just find a good flat surface to hop on and try to take that motion of leaning forward, compressing, pulling up, and then pushing forward to level out and using your feet with your toes dipped to lift the back end. And you're going to want to try to maybe suck your feet up to your butt, or just kind of like tuck your knees in air like you're jumping onto something. It's a way to like think about it. But yeah, so just start taking that motion and practice over and over again, combining all of those movements together, and you'll start to hop higher and higher, more fluidly. But it's kind of a quick thing. So like it's not delayed, it's not pull, push, lift with your legs. It's everything all at once. You want to make sure you're a very fluid motion. So a few things that I'm going to mention that'll help you with the process of learning the bunny hop. So you're going to want to make sure you have pedals that have good knobs still. It's going to help you get a good lift on the back end. Putting your feet in the right spot on the pedals, it'll make a big difference. So you don't want your heels being the only thing on there, and you don't want to be on your tippy toes. But you'll find a good in between where you can really get a good lift on the pedal. Also having good shoes that'll grip your pedals will make a big difference. Alright, so we feel like these steps should help you get the bunny hop down. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below. We're really good about responding to everybody, I'd say pretty fast. So if you have any questions, let us know right away. We'll get back to you as soon as we see it. And yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, please.